Hey, let's get right into it. We are talking about the latest episode, not episode, the movie Superman, directed by James Gunn. And I feel like some people are just amazing at what they do. And in this case, I feel like James Gunn is just an amazing director, especially when it comes to superhero movies. And this was no different. My wife and I, we went to go on a date night to see this recently. And by the time we left the theater, we both were just talking about our favorite parts of the movie. And between the two of us, we had a lot of favorite parts throughout this movie. I want to say early this week, maybe like on a Monday or a Tuesday, whenever some of the critics, I guess had like an early preview to see this movie or, early premiere to see it. I did see a few articles that were negative when it came to this movie. And of course, some things are just subjective. In my opinion, don't believe the hype if you come across a negative review. I thought it was fire from start to finish. Just a few, once again, this is going to be a spoiler-free review, so I will do my best to not spoil anything. But one of the things I enjoyed about it, I mean, yes, at first, yeah, the Superman story, especially in movies, has been told quite the number of times. So one thing I enjoyed about this movie, it didn't start from like some origin story. We didn't need to see planet Krypton get blown up. We didn't need to see him raised as a little boy by these farmer parents. Now this jumps into the current times of Superman currently just battling some villains, and I'll leave it at that. Also, one of the other things, I really enjoyed the supporting cast of David Cornsweet's Superman. Eddie Cathegi, who plays Mr. Terrific, did just that. He was terrific throughout the whole movie. Isabella Merced plays Hawk Girl, and my guy from The Rookie, Nathan Fillion, plays Green Lantern, which, once again, I thought all of them were just amazing. And, of course, I'm definitely, there has to be a sequel to this. This was that good. But I'm also not opposed to seeing, like, some type of, like a spin-off movie about the Justice League in general. Like, I would love to see a Justice League movie. That's how good the supporting cast or, there's a supporting cast of Superman were, in my opinion. I'm trying my best to make sure this is a spoiler-free review. One of the things that I thought was a unique take on this, at times throughout the movie, it was slightly heavy on, propaganda and, propaganda throughout the news, and, a good amount of politics games, in terms of trying to vilify Superman that way. There was a lot of that, but in this case, it didn't take away from the movie. It actually made a lot of sense how it was presented in the movie. So once like there are just, I will say there's one minor spoiler alert thing, perhaps. Like in one case, like Superman notices that there's going to be a particular war that's going on to where, there's a war going on where like a much weaker country is about to get invaded, and there's like false reasons why this country is about to get invaded by this rival country, and all Superman sees is, hey man, I see people about to get hurt, let me intervene. And when you think, hey, you're just looking at a superhero trying to do superhero things and just do what's right, he actually gets criticized for it in the media, and now he's possibly a threat because he's interfering in international affairs. So there's a good amount of examples like that, that actually end up slandering Superman. Other reasons throughout the media and politics and news and spin, all that type of stuff. It was a little heavy on that, but it made sense. Once again, it made sense throughout the movie. I really like, outside of Superman, my favorite character, it was definitely Eddie Cathegi as Mr. Terrific. If you're familiar with him, he's been around the block quite the number of. He's definitely a veteran when it comes to acting. One of my favorite shows that had him in it was, I think it's called Startup. One show that was gone way too soon. That was an amazing show. But anyway, I really enjoyed how they portrayed Mr. Terrific in this movie. He was a comic relief in here, but he wasn't the butt of the joke. Like Mr. Terrific is like a badass throughout the entire movie, but he was one of the side characters that got the most laughs, just from maybe how he handled situations, some of the puns he would say, or just some of his dialogue, made him funny. But once again, you're laughing with Mr. Terrific, not at Mr. Terrific. Let's make that clear. Nathan Fillion as the Green Lantern was another favorite as well. Probably quite cocky, but it made sense. It was pretty dope, man. Once again, not to make this too long, I highly suggest anybody go check it out, especially if you're a Superman fan. And I will leave it I will leave it with this. I really appreciated the message also throughout the movie. And I'll just leave it at this. Just because you may be set on a certain path, growing up, like your interests or your trajectory can change based on how you were raised. And in this case, we know what happened to Superman's biological parents, but the fact that he was raised in a loving home by these two Kansas farmers, you could tell really made a huge difference as the movie played out. So, love it or hate it, that's my take. And if you saw this movie, let me know what you thought about it. Peace.